Hello and welcome back to another episode of r0bL0r Plays 1 Hour 1 Life. This episode right here is being recorded post-game. I want to go more in-depth about the game mechanics and how to be helpful for your family. It also requires some proficiency on the side of your fellow players, which is sadly not always the case. My mother, she died, and I'm a baby, I can't feed myself. This life here is not going to end very well. Though it will give me the chance to give one game mechanic. Very good. You see in the bottom right hand corner there's this thing called the temp meter. It has a blue corner and a red corner. And there's an arrow at the middle of the screen. That's my body temperature. This biome, this jungle biome as it's known, which I'm standing in right now, is the best temperate biome in the game at the moment. Meaning that I will conserve my energy most efficiently in this biome. I will start to get to my... Now I'm on my last food pip, and you can see just how long it lasts before it drains out. At which point I will die, sadly. Yeah, it's a very sad game. It's a brutal survival game. It's really brutal. One of the more brutal survival games I've ever come across. I love it. So yeah, I lasted a really long time on that one little food pip, as we call them, little food bar. So here we have a more developed clan, still very primitive, and yeah, there's still a lot that can be done in this family. So at the beginning of the game you just want to stay put, do not be in the way, and be close to your mother. My mother wants to ask me if I want to stay. There are a lot of people that will seek out better places by committing suicide. So yeah, it has happened a lot that babies commit suicide. That's okay. You can write /die and you will insta-suicide before you hit years 2. You can only do it in the first year of your life. This will reset the spawn timer for your mother, so that another player might spawn as your mother's baby in your stead. This is the right thing to do if you're not optimistic about your current birth. Just write /die. It's the good way to commit suicide. So yeah, this is an online game. People cooperate to achieve the common goal of developing the civilization, making a little city here. These stone blocks which you see above me, they are a sheep pen. I will not get into making a sheep pen in this episode, but we will have a look at how to obtain sheep. That we will look into. We will also make a backpack and tame a horse. And I'll also teach you how, well, yeah, I'll teach you the basics. I'll show the basic. If you're a very new player and you want to get into this game, I'll teach you the basics. And there, I just got my hair, which means I'm now ready to become a productive member of society. When you have your hair, I think you're about 3 years old, you can finally pick up items, you can feed yourself, and you can do helpful stuff. However, if you're new to the game, you do not need to start exploring just yet. It's kind of alright for you just to stay in the area, explore your village. You don't have to think about being helpful just yet. However, if you do want to be helpful, especially at this early stages of civilization, you should grab a basket and you should cut down the home marker and put it up with a round stone. Use the sharp stone, which as I just did, cut it down, and use the round stone, which I did, to put it back up. And do not forget to take your basket. You have so little food bar before you die. If the food bar you have runs out, you will die, so do carry with you some lunch. And now you are ready to explore. Even if you're a new player, I think it should be okay, just as long as you have your home marker and a basket. The home marker creates an arrow, as seen in the bottom of my screen here. It says home. It's pointing downwards. It's pointing towards that stick which we erected with our round stone, and that was a wolf. The wolves, they will kill you, they will get you in the end. Every time you traverse the Badlands, the gray area, there's a chance that a wolf will randomly attack you, and yeah, they're kind of a pain. Though, in the more advanced stages of civilizations, the wolves are usually wiped out. We will have a look at how to get rid of the wolves a little bit later on. Right now, I'm trying to find some milkweed. I overheard another family member mentioning that we were running out of milkweed. So that's a very useful item, and we'll go have a look at milkweed right now. Ah, there's one. And there's another milkweed in its non-flowering state. Pick it and combine it with your other milkweed, and you'll get a thread. Yeah. The milkweeds is a kind of fiber plant. You take the stalks, twine the stalks, and you get fiber. Yeah, just twine them, make thread, and then twine the threads and get rope. This is to save space in your inventory. I can only carry 3 items in my basket, and you have to use that space wisely. I have food in my basket, 2 bananas, and here's another milkweed. Now I want to get a seed, so to get a seed I'm waiting for the fruiting stage. At the fruiting stage, which it just went to, you can harvest a seed after you collected the stalk. The seed, it can be planted so that you can have more milkweed in the future, because these plants, they don't just grow back by themselves. No, the natural resources of your village, they do eventually deplete as you spend them. That onion I ate just there, it will not grow back. The milkweed I took there, it will not grow back. So for the sake of future generations, you ought to start cultivating your own boar. Yeah, the boar, they live in the swamp. They will kill you, just like the wolves and the snakes and the bears. Yeah, don't worry about it, you'll get killed a lot. Turkey is fine though, turkey is fine. And this animal also fine, that's a buffalo. And this is iron. Iron is crucial for the development of your civilization. So I have a big food bar now. I can survive a little bit without food, so I'm dropping a banana. And now venturing through the mountainous Badland region and the swamp biome back towards my home arrow, which is from the home marker I planted in my village. Let's see if I get back alive, huh? It's a good idea to talk with your village, get to know them, ask them what they're doing to progress the development of your city. However, one tip I want to give you: some players, they will try to sabotage your village. Be especially cautious of villagers who have knives and bows and other weapons, like this girl here who is chasing me with a knife, killing all the sheep. She's actually trying to kill me. Now, she doesn't appear to be a very experienced player, so I think I can snatch her knife. Thank you, I'll be taking this. And there I accidentally killed the last sheep. So I accidentally griefed my own village. I didn't notice, oops, there she was again. I didn't actually notice that I killed the last sheep at the time of playing. Which was kind of hilarious, looking back at it. Now, this player here, I want to kill her, so I'm hoping that she will chase me. She just kind of admitted to trying to kill me by just laughing when I called her a punk. So, if you want to kill somebody, do it discreetly. Do not kill anybody in the middle of town. It will attract a lot of negative attention from your clansmen and women, and you will promptly be executed by another of your clansmen or family member holding another weapon of any kind. Though, yeah, when you kill somebody, you can hide behind a tree like this and wait for them to come and chase after you. This girl, however, she seemed to have abandoned this. So, well, at least I got the knife now. I'll be keeping this knife, because I don't think it's a good idea right now to let it be in town, as there has been one other player abusing it very clearly. So I'll be taking this, keeping it with me in my basket for now. At the early stages of civilization, just about anything that you can forage from the wild around here will have some use for your civilization at one point or another. At the earliest stages, milkweed, very useful, round stones, iron, clay, branches, yeah, branches, really useful. Right now I'll be getting rabbit's fur, because I want to increase my carrying capacity. So I'll be making a backpack. So to make a backpack, you need to make a snare. A snare you make from rope. Rope you make from milkweed. Now I need a suitable branch. I'm looking for the straight long branch like this one from this tree. To make this into a snare, I will need a sharp stone, and I will need to hit it thrice. Once you get the long straight shaft, twice you get the little one, and thrice you get the stakes. That was 3 times with the sharp stone, and I'll get the stakes. The stakes I'll combine with the rope, and voila, the snare. Now let's go get some rabs. The rabs do exclusively belong to the yellow lands, this yellow biome here. You'll find 2 variants of rabbits. They all live in the rabbit holes. You'll find a normal rabbit hole, and you'll find a family rabbit hole. The family rabbit hole has a little baby rabbit along the mature rabbit. You should only and only snare the rabbit family holes, because only these will replenish after you've captured the first one. The normal rabbit holes, they do not generate new rabbits if you capture the one that's in it. That will cause it to become an abandoned rabbit hole. which will kind of suck for your next future generations for your civilization, as they cannot use the rabbit hole to hunt, and it will just be a part of the depletion of the natural resources of the surrounding lands. Now you might have noticed I stashed away my knife behind that tree. It's no longer visible. You can do this just as long... yeah, this tree. That was the tree. Oops. That's my menu. You can do this just as long as you keep track of it in your head, just exactly where you've stashed your item. This can be done with all kinds of items, and it's... I recommend you do this with items that you don't want other players to run away with. Other players, they will run away with the things you're using a lot. I do this, other people do this, everybody does this. It's annoying, and yeah. Now, you should also always plan ahead for your next meal. Know where you can find your next food supply. If you wait until you become hungry to find your next food, you will often starve while looking. You will, of course, sometimes find food, but more often than not you will starve. You can run in any direction and you might or you might not find food. If you leave your survival up to chance, you will often die. Now, if you plan ahead and you know where to get your food, you memorize in your mind where the food items are on the map, you will not have this problem anymore. And this is important because your family and your clan, they rely on you. So stay alive. I brought my sharpstone with me, which gives me a very big supply of wild carrots here. The sharpstone can be used to dig up all of these wild carrots. You see these flowers with these white flowers. They are carrot plants, wild carrot plants. Use the sharpstone on these and they will provide you with a large amount of carrots. These are also depletable. Once you dig them up, they do not regrow. However, future generations, they will hopefully have more advanced technology and gear and equipment to help them counter the depleting of the natural resources. However, in the beginning of the game, I do not have much. I only have my basket right there, so I'm kind of dependent on these resources. So do not hesitate in depleting these, as it's more important to stay alive than to try to conserve too much of these. I always try to conserve them because I have a kind of conservative mind when it comes to games, but time is also one of the more important resources in this game. You only have 60 minutes and then you die. To make your backpack, you will require the total of 5 rabbit furs. To separate the fur from the rabbits, you'll need a knife, such as this, or a flint chip. There's flint chip being more easily available. Just take the round stone, put it on a big stone. To get the sharp stone, use the sharp stone on a flint deposit, and use the flint chip from the flint chip on the rabbit furs to separate the meat from the fur. Now take your furs, put them in a pile. 4 rabbit furs like this, and the last fur, use your knife or flint chip on this 1 extra time to get 4 pieces of cut rabbit fur. Take one of these pairs and put it on your pile of 4 rabbit furs, and it's now ready to be sewn. You just need a needle. Let's see if we can't find one, huh? The next item, now that we have the cut rabbit fur, is the bone needle. The bone needle you can produce from consuming cooked rabbit meat. The rabbit meat you cook by skewering them with a skewer. The skewer can be obtained from cutting down your home marker or a sapling. And you'll need to place them on hot coals, which is the residue from a small fire. Once you have eaten your cooked rabbit, it will make a little rabbit skeleton, which I'm holding in my hand right now. And you'll need to find a flint ship. In the village there's usually a flint ship lying around, so you can search it there, or you can find a natural flint deposit. Ah, there's some flint ships. Take 1 bone from the skeleton and combine the bone with the flint ship to make the bone needle. Now we need some thread. If your village has sheep, which mine does not anymore, damn it, I do not realize that I'm the one who killed the last sheep, because I was a little bit preoccupied not being stabbed to notice that I actually killed it. Anyway, if your village has or had sheep, there is also the possibility that your village might also have fleas. Fleece looks like this. It can be made into thread using a spindle. A wooden spindle can be made... Yeah, that guy is a little bit paranoid. A wooden spindle can be made from a butt log combined with the bow saw. I know my village has one. You can see one bow saw up there. There's the bow saw, and it will create wooden discs such as these ones. The wooden discs needs 2 items to become a spindle. It needs a short shaft, which is produced from the straight branch, and it also needs a flint-tipped fire drill. The fire drill is one of the earliest tools made in the village. It's the one item that is used for making fire. So we'll see if we have one around, which we obviously should. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. Oh yeah, there's some awful shit going on. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no filter in this game. There's just, wow, all kinds of messed up shit going on. And let's see, there she died. Yeah, she's dead. Bye, Mom. Thank you for everything, you freaking psychopath. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so I think she was a nice lady. Now there we have the fire real bow. Let's combine it with an arrowhead. The arrowhead is made from a flint chip with a sharp stone. And then you take the arrow tip and combine it with this. You can remove it with a regular flint chip. That was a little bit fast, I'll make pictures. And then you have a wooden disc with a hole. You combine this with a small wooden shaft and you have the spindle. Congratulations, the spindle can be used on the fleece to produce thread. Now, if this is complicated, relax. There's a much easier way of making a bone needle with thread, which is required for the backpack. You can just make it from milkweed. You'll get a thread, you combine it with the bone needle. Yeah, the bone needle you'll still need to make, and then you can use it to sew your backpack. However, if you do have sheep, it's a lot more economical to spend your fleece to make the needle and thread, because the needle and thread from the sheep, it will have more uses than milkweed needle and thread. Now I've used it once and I can use it several more times, whereas the milkweed needle and thread, it can only be used once. So now I have increased my carrying capacity significantly. Now I think we're gonna do some sheep hunting. When you have decided to start getting sheep for your village, you need to know that you are prepared to keep sheep in your village. Sheep needs an enclosed area from which they cannot escape, otherwise they will eat your carrots, which is kind of a waste. The enclosed area is called the sheep pen. I will make a tutorial of this in a different video. You will also need this item. This is a bowl filled with gooseberries, which is easily available in your village because it's the most basic crop, and a carrot, which is not always readily available in your village. So make sure you have this ready, a bowl of gooseberries with 1 carrot. Then you will need a rope. Make a rope, combine your milkweed plants here, take 1 milkweed stalk, combine it with another, make the thread, combine the threads, get a rope. The rope, it will be used to kidnap a wild lamb from the mouflon, the wild mouflon. They live in the grey mountainous badland biomes. Now let's see what we can do. And also, yeah, wood. You can maximize your carrying capacity for wood by using the sharp stone on the long straight branches to make them combined like this. It will allow you to carry 2 at once, and you can even take some of these curved branches from the Lombardy tree and do likewise with the sharp stone. Trim off the excess twigs. Make your sharp stone here. Take the round stone. Let's see if we are lucky and find, yeah, there's a big stone. Round stone on big stone makes sharp stone. Yes, yes, yes. Just picking up some extra milkweed here. Why not? Carrots. Yeah, yum 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 yum. Oh, onion, yeah. Don't mind if I do. And yeah, where was I? Oh yes, yeah, you have your combined 2 straight branches here. Branches are very important for fuel to make iron tools. You need a lot of firewood to do smithing. Smithing is a crucial component of the game, and it's a little bit stressful at the start to get into, but once you get into it, it's pretty easy. Now, yeah, I got the maximum I can carry in my bare hands here with the firewood. I did this because I forgot to bring my basket, so I wanted to maximize my trip by taking the maximum amount of firewood. This is called like a pumping kit, I think. This is 2 curved branches and 2 long straight shafts. Now, oh, 2 wolves. That's unsettling. Now I will get my... oh, there's a snake. Snakes can be killed using the knife, and when you have a knife, you should use every opportunity to kill as many snakes as you can. The snakes, they will kill you at some point in this game, and it's just awful. They have this brown skin and they blend in so well with their... oh yeah, there's the mosquitoes. In the jungle biome, there's another peril, which is the mosquito. The mosquito, it will give you the yellow fever. It will give you a high body temperature, which can make your food meter drop drastically if you are still in said jungle biome, because the jungle biome does already have a high temperature from the start. You see in the bottom right corner, that's my temperature meter. It's now a little bit above the center, and there my fever is over. Oh, there's another person. He's also been bitten by the mosquitoes. He cannot feed himself. When you have got the yellow fever, you will drop every item you're carrying, and you will not be able to pick up food, and you will not be able to feed yourself. So you can be kind to him, and you can give him some bananas. It appears they are hunting for... Oh no, they had a lamp, but I'm unable to use my rope on it. Ah, that's too bad. That's too bad. It will die. Alright, let's find a new lamb, eh? So yeah, the bow and arrow. You use the bow and arrow on a mouflon with a lamb. There's a dead one. There's a bow. If a city has a knife, it does already have a bow and arrow somewhere lying around, but you can also make a bow and arrow rather easily. It will be a little bit complicated the first time, but you can still make it. Now you need to find... Oh, okay, this one has despawned. The mouflon. These mouflon, they do sometimes at certain intervals spawn lamb, which will be at their side. This one has despawned also. Oh, there's a wolf. Be cautious of the wolves. The wolves, they will kill you so many times, I swear to God. And he died. How did this player manage to die? He was carrying the file. And oh my God, this lady not carrying a basket nor a backpack, she is surviving just fine. But this guy with the backpack, he could carry some food, but he didn't, and he died. What a... yeah. This, my brother, I think Mario was his name. He was a little bit inexperienced. He forgot to carry food. I am carrying food in my backpack, that's for sure. Because why not? And now I'm the hunter. Oh, there's a wolf. I can kill this wolf now and it will be extinct. It will not come back. However, killing wolves is always a little bit... It's always a little bit scary. They can still kill you after they've been shot. So do not approach the wolf after it's been dead. There, I got wolf skin. I will use this later. And now let's kill the mouflon. Oops, I'm not going to tempt fate twice. Ah, there it is. The mouflon with the lamb. There we go. And use rope along here with this. I get a little lamb. Isn't it cute, huh? Little baby lamb. Little lambie. Yeah. That's adorable. Just adorable. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed by this other lady who survived so well with no backpack, no nothing. Well, this other dude just died carrying an empty backpack. Yeah, now bring it back to the enclosed area known as the sheep pen. Feed it the bowl of gooseberry and carrot, and he is now fine. He will grow up and become a healthy, domesticated mouflon. He requires no more supervising by any player. He will do just fine on his own, and he will start to breed. He will automatically generate domesticated sheep for your village. The sheep, the new sheep that he generates, they are lambs. They will also need to be fed one bowl of gooseberry and carrot, or else they will also die of hunger, as the first one did, which we were unable to rope. Now, yeah, let's just make sure we got our inventory. Yeah, you get the needle and thread. The needle and thread we can use on the wolf skin, and it will make an awesome wolf hat. The wolf hat is useful when you become bald and you are unattractive to the ladies. I nearly died getting my wolf hat. Yeah, she should be informed that she no longer needs to hunt. Poor woman. Get out of here. There we go. And also, yeah, when you got the knife, you should use it, because not everybody is going to have a knife. Skin all the animals you see when you got the knife. And there, yeah, the needle and thread with wolf skin. Yeah, I'm standing on this item so that no other animal can attack me. It will create an awesome wolf hat. It will make me attractive to my cousins and the other fertile women, which I want to impress. Yeah, we are all inbred in this game. Do not be too skittish about it. Do not be too skittish about incest. It's all implied in yeah. Okay. If you're not too keen about incest, just think it's kind of like a miracle that all these women are getting birth from nowhere. It's, yeah. You don't have to. You don't have to engage in incest roleplay. Although some members of our community they think it's really hilarious, and yeah, I'm one of them. I think it's always fun to make inappropriate jokes. Okay, so now I look handsome, and we have sheep, and we got stew. People who make stew, they will do it in these big pots you just saw. Use the bowl on the pot and you will get a food item in your hand. You can eat the stew. It's an awesome source of food. And there, we have one domesticated sheep. They have been feeding the lambs. The lambs have been growing up into adult sheep. That's awesome. Now that we do have some sheepskin lying here, such as this one, it's a good opportunity to make a saddle. The saddle, it can be used on a horse. And the horse will become useful once the natural resources in the nearby vicinity of your village has been depleted, and the future generations need to travel further to get their stuff. So to trap the horse, you'll need a lasso. What I'm holding here is a rope. You'll need 2 ropes, combine 2 ropes to get a lasso. So I think we have to do another... Yes, we have to do another collection of milkweed. Even though I don't want to recommend reliance on readily available wild milkweed in the vicinity of your village, in the early stages of a civilization this might actually still be the fastest way to get your much needed milkweed. And also for a player who's just starting out in this game and learning the game mechanics, it might be easier if you do not know the village mechanics, just to wander far enough out from the village. You will eventually come across some untouched areas, and there you will be able to find your wild resources. This is not always the most efficient way to get your needed item. So I think it's a little bit debatable whether I could recommend going out in the wilds to a new player to find this, but I think if you are proficient in surviving on your own from natural food sources, I think this could be the easiest way to get your milkweed. If you just wander far enough out from your village, you will eventually come across some untouched area. There you can find whatever resource you're looking for. But for the future, you should definitely plan ahead and plant milkweed. Milkweed as a non-edible crop is still incredibly useful for the development of your civilization. It's just gold. Just plant it. If you want to do something useful and you know how to plant things, plant milkweed. Planting is not this complicated, but I will not show it in this episode. I do it in some lives. I do some milkweed crops, and that's the only crop I will ever plant. I'm a weed grower, okay? I grow weed. I don't grow berries. I don't grow carrot. Well, sometimes I grow carrots. Carrots. Yeah, I'll talk about crops in a different episode, okay? Now, I have my 2 ropes. I did not combine my 2 ropes because when they are combined, they become the lasso, and the lasso, it does not fit in your backpack. Now, what I did here, I took 2 straight branches, and I'm going to ruin this guy's floor, sorry. This tool I'm holding in my hand, oops, yeah, the tool I'm holding in my hand is the adze. I do not know how to pronounce the adze. Adze. It's how you make a fencing kit from 2 straight shafts. And the fencing kit, it's to make fences. Now I just need the stakes, and this guy, thank you, he provided me with stakes. That's very kind of him, considering I just messed up his floor. Now, these are the stakes, the same ones as I used to make the snare. Now I'll take these to a suitable location, a little bit out from the village. I do not want to park my horse in the village. Yeah, the stakes I will use to prop up the fence. The fence is where I'll be parking my horse. I'll tie my horse with the lasso, and I'll tie them to the fence post. So now I'll need a shovel. The shovel I'll use on the prop. Oh, there's a fence post already, but I'm making a new one because yeah, I want my own. So take the shovel and use your shovel on the propped up stakes in the ground, and they'll get little holes, and now they are ready to plant your fence kit and will become a fence post. Ta-da! Now I have my lasso. Well, I do have my ropes for the lasso. Do not use the shovel on the bones. That's a big waste of shovel. The shovel will be spent after uses, so use it conservatively. Now let's see. I need a carrot. Yeah, I've already made my saddle, so it's ready. I've stashed it away somewhere. Now I can take this, make a lasso. The carrots, yeah, that's always a pain, unless we have a dedicated carrot farmer in our village, which we do not. And usually you won't have, unless you are the dedicated carrot farmer. You will have to make some. You will you'll have to go through a little bit of a hustle to get your carrot. Me, I'm going to take the easy way out. But now, the carrot can wait. I'm ready to capture my horse. The lasso, I'll just find a wild horse. It's always in one of these desert biomes. We've seen several. Oh, there's one. Thank you. Come here. I really love the sound they make. There, I'll just stash him here on this fence post. Oh, I got older. I really like this character when he gets older. It looks kind of badass. Yeah, pretty badass. Now, to confirm, they have no carrots available. Well, I could have explored more thoroughly. There might have been some more carrots further south. I did not venture further south in this life, so I do not know what's down there. But you can also use these wild carrots. Let's see if I'm lucky with my sharp stone again. Ah, yes. I've been having quite some good luck with these sharp stones in this life. Sharp stone on wild carrot. The wild carrot, I'm going to feed it to my horse, and the horse will become tame. Once it is tamed, I will give it the saddle, and it's ready to ride. There's my saddle. I stashed it behind that tree. I usually hide items I do not want to disappear. There you go, horsey. Yeah, come here, you. Wow, I feel very badass. I am the legend, r0bL0r. Now I'm at the end of my life, so I will not undergo any more projects. I will most probably die before completing them. Hi, little girl. Yeah. At this stage, kids will be asking you for your stuff because you will die soon. You'll have to find someone else who can carry on your legacy. So I can show her where my stuff is at. Yeah, she seems to know her way around things. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with kids. They will die very easily, so if you want to show a child something, make sure she brings some lunch. Especially if you want to take a kid outside of the village, they should have some food with them, or else they will starve. It's easy to forget about other people's food bar. See here's my stuff. You can have it later. I'm not dead yet. But yeah, I'm gonna die soon. Yeah, so that's it. I think I'm gonna give up now. So thank you for following for this episode, and next time I'll try to show some farming, how to farm and what to farm, and yeah, that should be This should be interesting. Bye now.